Today, we're jumping into a story from the absolute edge of human space. It's from the combat log of Sergeant Amara Chen, who's stationed on a world called Kepler 442b. We're talking 1,200 light years from home. And out there, she discovers the biggest enemy isn't some alien army. It's just time. Endless, crushing time.
Right from the start, Chen's log hits you with this. See, her war isn't about epic battles. It's a psychological grind. It's about fighting this soul-crushing boredom, day in and day out, for so long that the waiting becomes the mission. It's the only reality she really knows anymore.
So how long has she been waiting? 12 years. Just let that sink in for a second. 12. A deployment that was supposed to be a 2-year tour is now dragging into its 12th year. And that's not just a number on a screen, you know? It's a weight, a constant pressure that's grinding down every single soldier in her battalion.
This nightmare tour of duty even has a name, the long rotation. It's a mission with no clear enemy to fight, no real way to win, and absolutely no end date besides, whenever command gets around to it. Out on this alien world, survival isn't about being a good shot. It's about not losing your mind.
Okay, look at this timeline because this really puts it all into perspective. That tiny little bar at the beginning, that's Chun's entire engineering degree from MIT. The next little sliver, her advanced combat training. And then, this massive bar that takes up almost the whole slide, that's her time on Kepler 442b. This one single mission has literally eaten her entire adult life. So what's the day-to-day like? It's just routine. Patrols across these endless plains of purple fungus, checking equipment, standing guard, over and over. But just when the boredom feels like it's going to swallow you whole, something happens, something terrifying and completely inexplicable. And those are the moments that jolt them back to reality, reminding them that they aren't safe out here. They've just been lucky. And that brings us to the whole reason they're stuck on this rock in the first place. They're called the Visitors, which is kind of a funny name since, well, they were here first. But the soldiers just don't know what else to call these things, these baffling, reality-bending entities.
I mean, how do you even begin to describe something your brain literally can't process? Chen tries. She says it's like a shadow that gives off light, or like seeing something move towards you and away from you at the same time. They just seem to flicker into our dimension, phasing through solid rock, metal walls, whatever, as if it was all just fog.
And this is what makes them so unbelievably terrifying. They don't seem hostile. They don't even seem to notice the soldiers are there. But if one passes through you, it can be lethal. We're talking 14 deaths in 12 years, not from an attack, but from just accidental contact. Their cells just give up. It's this completely random, unstoppable threat you can't even fight. So for a dozen years, the official story is that these things are just a dangerous, natural phenomenon. But then a message arrives. It's from Chen's old advisor back in MIT, a Dr. Martinez, and it carries a theory that's about to turn their entire understanding of this planet upside down. Dr. Martinez asks this one simple question: what if they've been looking at this all wrong? The whole mission has been treated like a military problem, right? Observing a potential threat. But her theory suggests it's something way, way bigger. A scientific puzzle on a truly cosmic scale. So her theory, in a nutshell, the Visitors are basically reality's maintenance crew. They operate in some other dimension that's layered underneath our own. The deadly encounters? Just unfortunate accidents. Think of it like a construction worker accidentally cutting a power line that affects a nearby hospital. And here's the kicker. She thinks our technology, our base, our vehicles, our sensors, is attracting them like moths to a flame. So Chan puts this to the test. She sets up sensors way out in the middle of nowhere, a clean zone, and compares the readings to their usual patrol areas. And the results? They were crystal clear. The more human tech, the more visitor activity. For 12 years, without even knowing it, they've been ringing a dinner bell for the very thing they were trying to avoid. Okay, so now they have this new, terrifying piece of the puzzle. The mission goes on, but then, during a routine patrol, something happens that has never happened before. Observation is about to become a full-blown, terrifying engagement. Suddenly, the sensor console just lights up like crazy. But it's not the usual lone visitor wandering by. No, this is 7 of them. 7. And they aren't just passing through. They are moving with a purpose, straight for Chen's squad. This has never, ever happened.
And this is the exact moment everything changed. Chen orders her transport to get out of there, but as they move, the visitors change course with them. They're not just on some random path anymore. They are actively, intelligently hunting them. What was once indifference has just become pursuit.
This changes the entire game. Before, their behavior was random, solitary. Now, it's coordinated. It's tactical. 7 of these things are moving together, surrounding Chen's squad like a pack of wolves. You get it, right? This isn't a phenomenon anymore. This is intelligence. So they're trapped, surrounded, and they watch as one of the visitors passes right through their armored vehicle. But this time is different. There's no bang, no fire. The entire back half of their transport just dissolves. It breaks down into a cloud of atoms. It was a message, a clear, terrifying show of force.
When they're finally rescued, the data is analyzed, and the conclusion is unavoidable. The coordinated tactics, the deliberate show of power, it all points to one thing. After 12 long years of getting it wrong, humanity had just officially made first contact.
Well, as you can imagine, this revelation changes absolutely everything. The report travels the 1,200 light years back to Fleet Command, and months later, a new set of orders arrives. And with them, the mission, the soldiers, and the visitors themselves are all about to get a major rebrand.
The new orders redefine the entire situation. The mission? No longer reconnaissance. It's now diplomatic first contact. And the visitors? They're reclassified from a phenomenon to intelligent non-human persons. And Chen's battalion? They're not just observers anymore. They are now officially at ground zero for humanity's first encounter with an alien intelligence.
But here's the gut punch. With this incredible, historic new duty comes a devastating personal blow. The one thing that kept these soldiers going, the hope of finally going home, is gone. Officially suspended. Their deployment is now indefinite. It ends when this diplomatic situation is resolved. Could be years, could be decades.
It's just the ultimate tragic irony, isn't it? The most exhausted, psychologically drained soldiers in the entire fleet, men and women who have spent over a decade just trying to survive, are now tasked with being humanity's first ambassadors at the dawn of a new age.
And that leaves us right where Sergeant Chen's log ends, with this deep, unsettling question. After everything she's seen, she's left wondering about our real place in the cosmos. I mean, what if we're not the explorers, not the soldiers we think we are? What if, from the visitor's perspective, we're just insects, just ants crawling on the surface of something so vast and complex we can't even begin to comprehend it's there?